Hey, what's up, everyone? Shuckle King here. We got you week 2 for DPL Game of the Week. We are going to be watching Undead and Kcric. And with me right now is one of the best Draft League players of all time. If there was a Mount Rushmore, he'd probably be on there. His name is Zazo. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's happening? What's popping? DPL fans, it's your boy, the BBC King.
I don't know, maybe tell a little bit about yourself. I think most people know who you are. You speak for your accolades. You're a former YouTube sensation, superstar, but maybe for the newer people around, who are you?
Yep, so I have a couple different names that I go by. I go by Zazo, I go by IronFlashGaming, and super throwback, I had this account name Purple Raven 24, but I've been around Draft League format ever since season 2 of the GBA is ever, what was that, back in 2015?
Yeah, 2015. Wow.
Yeah, and been playing format ever since. Retired twice, but I just always popping my head in the scene here and there. There's always so many like interesting little side events, like Cash Gang, that little thing that was going on like a year ago, that was fun, and then team tours, all kinds of fun stuff, and then all the different generational stuff. So I like to keep involved in the community still.
Did you play in the Gen 3 tournament that was like a month or two ago?
Nah, see that's
a little
bit too far, only because the way I see Draft League format is utilizing items, abilities, and I just feel like it's very hard to be able to like play a real Draft League game when you only have like 3 viable items, leftovers, choice band, and salad berry or something.
Yeah. No, I definitely get you. No, I haven't done it. I imagine like Gen 5. I don't know about Gen 4 either, but I think Gen 5 would be interesting. I mean, that's my specialty gen, if anything. So I definitely have a preference towards that. But I haven't really seen anyone do Gen 5 stuff.
I mean, I would be interested how they would handle weather.
Yeah, you can't do weather, right? That's gonna be way too broken.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, but anyway, so we're going to be looking at a week 2 game, Kcric and Undead. Do you know much about either of these two battlers? I think you might know at least a little bit about one, if not both.
Yeah, so Kcric, he's somebody that has always had success throughout the entire draft scene, but I think where he has thrived in the past is just always being successful in those huge tournaments where you have like over 100 people. And I think it was the last or one of the last summer showdowns he was able to win that, which is a very, very difficult thing to do because you have to be able to consistently beat like 12 people in a row. And he also has done very successful in UDL, LD, and whatever kind of Australian leagues he's done.
He's been in Hive too, right?
And I'm not sure. Hive's a super throwback, but he probably dived a little bit into Hive. I know nothing too crazy, but and then Undead, I know that, obviously he's a very controversial figure there, but I know that he just recently won the Jamvad Academy League, where
I saw that. What do you know what it was?
Yeah, funny enough, I'm admin there, but I'm no idea really much. But I think it's one of those things which is pretty cool where you can have a teammate, so you could either be one person or 2 people owning one team. And I think there was like 8 or 10 people per division, and I think he was either in the top division or second to top this division, and he won it. So, and then he's always been super hands-on with Halu,
Yes.
And Halu's been somebody who's been wildly successful in team tours as well. So,
including winning. Well, he won season 1, right, with Jolt.
asterisks, but yes.
I don't know. That's whatever. And then season 4, right? I think it was season 4.
Yep, I think it was season 3. Yeah, either I don't know. Either I'm pretty sure.
Was it season 3?
I don't know.
I played.
I don't know. Either
3.
season 3.
So
maybe
I don't think it was season
4.
3.
Yeah, maybe it was 4. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite. They were like unanimously picked as the worst team in the league going into it, and then they proved everyone wrong, including I believe Kcric team was number 1, like on pretty much all the power rankings going into that season 4.
Those are always so interesting, just because what people don't consider is that from a raw talent perspective, that team probably didn't have the best raw talent in comparison to Kcric's team. But then you see, like, I'm pretty sure it might have been, but this is, I do know, I'm pretty sure that's when Halu, he had guys like Theo and Professor Chip and a couple other players that now consistently go over 20K.
Exactly.
And I think at that point in time, a lot of his goons he was able to get for 5K. And I think he was one of those teams that just had like a bunch of leftover budget too, meaning he really was only looking for certain players on his team, and they ended up some of them were a couple misses. I know he's a big fan of Baby Eric. Nothing against Baby Eric, but holy crap, Halu and Baby Eric love each other. But yeah, you know, he's definitely is able to find some hidden talent, and I know that Undead is one of his goons, which is cool.
You know what? It was definitely season 3 because I was trying to get my friend Gumi on my team season 3. I'm sure you've never heard of him. Maybe you remember him from season 3.
I faced him many times on the NU ladder, and I've seen, yes, I've seen a handful of his stuff.
Yeah, so, yeah, I was just assuming I was going to get him at the end for 5K, and Alu's team, I think, went up to like 6K. It's like, I didn't have enough. I just assumed I would get him last pick, 5K. I think it was because of Baby Eric said, I heard this guy before. And told Halu to get him. I'm like, damn it. But, so it's definitely season 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you... we can maybe get into this game and talk about the matchup at the same time. Does that sound good? Hey, what's up, guys? Shuckle King here. In this game, we are first going to do a mock battle, and I'm going to be taking Undead side in this game. And I also had Mega DNT last week, but I feel like I like this team a lot more than Rob Jr.'s team. I think there's a little bit more versatility in how I could potentially set up mons, such as like Kieran Black with Z move access. Starmie is a pretty cool mon. Honestly, I don't think this is a great team. This might even be like a below average Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon team, I feel like. But I think it's definitely better than next week's. Kcric's team, Celesteela, like with Z rock coverage with Stone Edge, that's going to be pretty tough for me to take down. Necrozma can be my Calm Mind, maybe even Iron Defense, maybe some type of rest set. I'm not entirely sure. Zygar 50% can be like banded. Like, what is my switch in? See the options here. Not really much on one. Maybe like a physically defensive Donphan would like actually switch in. So I feel like I might have to be a little more offensive in my approach this game. Comfy, that could definitely be very annoying for the team. Outside of like Steelix, even to an extent, Salazzle doesn't really do a ton of damage to it unless if I use my Z move. I don't even know if my Z move kills a Comfy if it's at like +2 special attack or +2 special defense. Mienshao, don't think it's that great this game. It's okay. But Zapdos with static is definitely annoying. Spiritomb is also very annoying because it doesn't have close combat in this generation. So you're probably just spamming U-turn a lot. And with Zapdos having static, that doesn't seem like the best of strategies. Stunfisk, I think it's definitely coming this game. It's a pretty okay answer to Mega DNC. Pretty okay answer. It's an okay answer to Mega DNC. And it's a good answer to Zapdos. Mega Beedrill, not really sure this game either. Similar to like Mienshao, like Zapdos shuts it down really well. Steelix also shuts down Mega Beedrill pretty well. Mega DNC could take a hit, even like a drill run, maybe outside of a crit, and kill in return. And I'm probably going to run Scarf Salazzle or Scarf Stormy this game, and I would also Revenge Kill Mega Beedrill. It still might come. And also Donphan's also pretty decent defensive answer to Mega Beedrill, like with Rocky Helmet and such. Especially if you're getting Stealth Rocks up, you're going to get chipped down pretty quickly. And removal on Kcric's team is not great. I don't have like Spike Spam to do utilize potentially, but at least I have Rocks on my side. Poliwrath I think is okay this game. If you set up like a Rain Dance with Poliwrath, there's really not a great switch in to like Waterfall plus whatever fighting move. Maybe Low Kick, I believe Poliwrath gets. That seems pretty decent in this game. I guess Stormy takes it on, but outside of that, not great responses to like Rain Dance, Poliwrath, maybe even Belly Drum, but I guess a +6 attack, you're probably killing Kieran with whatever non-water move, maybe like Earthquake or something like that, especially after Rocks. So the first Pokemon I decided to bring this game was the Zapdos. Again, this is probably not going to be the most in-depth build, but a little bit of an idea of how I would have generally approached this game. Zapdos seems pretty good. Discharge Toxic, Roost, and Hidden Power Ice. Hidden Power Ice to hit the Zygarde. Hopefully I outspeed. I imagine you could probably be a pretty bulky Zygarde this game, based on how the speed tiers work, unless you want to try to speed tie Kieran Black. But Kieran Black, I think, is a pretty good choice Scarfer in this game, so I don't know if Zygarde would run max speed to speed tie to Kieran Black if you're going to get outspeed by Scarf Kieran Black in the first place. So I feel like you're going to be bulkier, maybe like super bulky, and maybe I'll be able to outspeed. Charity Berry will make sure that I don't die to Celesteela Stone Edge, at least unless it has a bunch of like attack boosts, then well, I shouldn't have let that happen. Toxic will hit the Stunfisk because I don't do a whole lot to it otherwise. But Discharge plus Hidden Power Ice hits the team for pretty decent damage. Toxic will also wear down the Necrozma a little bit quicker. Kieran Black is next. Debated between Sub here, and also debated with Choice Scarf, but I think Ice Beam, like the resist is Poliwrath, and that's gonna get bots by whatever ice coverage plus Fusion Bolt. Unless it's Wakanberry, I guess I could scout that out. But Free Shock into Fusion Bolt might even kill anyway. Probably not if it's Wakan, but Poliwrath is definitely something to watch out for. But outside of that, there's really no ice resist. So Kieran Black seems pretty solid in this game in that role. Starmie is physically defensive to make sure I don't lose to that Poliwrath. I should take a Third Chop if it is like Third Chop as the coverage move to hit the Starmie, outside of like Rain Dance plus Water plus Fighting or whatever it would be. And I should kill it a Psy Shock in return. Rapid Spin to get rid of Rocks, just in case Mega Dance won't be able to Magic Bounce him back. Ice Beam to do pretty decent damage to the Zygarde, and I don't think I should die to any +1 attack. Next I have Mega DNC. This will probably be the lead. I should outspeed like the Celesteela and the Necrozma. The Zygarde, I don't think the Zygarde's going to lead, but I should outspeed them. And these three moves are going to hit pretty decently hard, especially if I get a special attack drop on the Stunfisk. If it's Earth Power with Moonblast, then that would be great. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Rock should be here to stay pretty much the entire game, so if I can get them up early, I will definitely take that. Debated like Magnet Rise on this set, but I kind of want Diamond Storm to like maybe do like 40-45% to steal a Celesteela, worst case. Moonblast to make sure I hit like the Zygarde and the Mienshao, and Earth Power to hit the Stunfisk a little bit harder. I might be able to get away with even no Earth Power. Moonblast and Earth Power might kill anyway. We'll see. Maybe I'll change that to Magnet Rise. Actually, yeah, what is Earth Power really hitting anyway? Not really much. I'll go with Magnet Rise to make sure like I could lead Stunfisk one-on-one. Steelix is next. Special defensive. The Comfy is pretty annoying this game. Toxic Roar, Heavy Slam, Protect. I should be able to beat that set, even at like +1 Life Orb boosted Hidden Power Grounds, which is definitely valid because there's also Celeste on the field that could take like a Giga Drain plus Draining Kiss with really not much of an issue. So this is an option here. If something wants to try to come in like a Zygarde wants to set up a sub, as it sees I'm like a pretty special defensive set, I'll be able to at least roar it out to make sure I won't be able to set up and sweep me. I should Protect is there just in case it's like Fiery MZ Necrozma trying to break through a Steelix. Because outside of that, like Psychic is also pretty decent against my team. Also, like Fiery MZ could get through Spiritomb. And last is Salazzle. Choice Scarf, Sludge Bomb, hitting the Comfy, Fire Blasting the Celesteela, and I should add speed, even if it's Autonomous Celesteela, unless the Celesteela gets to +4. in Power Ice to hit the Zygarde, Encore, maybe like against Coal Mine, the Krausen or something like that. So this is the team. We'll see how well it goes.
This looks like a pretty offensive matchup because there's just so many forcing Mons here, especially because Gen 7 and Z moves.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that at the team you have. I didn't think this was going to be the 6 you're going to bring.
Were you expecting big Poliwrath with Rain Dance in the back? Because I was thinking about it.
I was... maybe. I had answers for it, but I thought that was actually not that bad in this matchup. Stunfisk also thought it was good. Like all 8 were definitely pretty solid this game.
Yep.
And I felt like all 8 of mine were also not bad. I didn't really consider Donphan, but I thought at least the other 7 were pretty solid.
Yeah, Donphan, I think its role could be a slightly of a Mega Beedrill check, maybe a little bit of a Zygarde check, but it's definitely hard walk by Celesteela and totally abusable there. And
yeah,
the one funny thing always is just how there's Steelix and Donphan on the same team. That's kind of what this team is mainly famous for, I feel. Having Donphan and Steelix.
It's famous, I guess, but yeah, I don't really get what the purpose is for that. I guess just dual rapid spin, and I guess Steelix was a 3rd round pick?
Yes.
I mean, it was 6 or 7 points? It was probably okay value.
Yep. And basically there was Toe who ended up getting it round 4, and so they just got scared because Felix was on their draft plan, and they're like, you know what, I got to get it round 3.
Yeah.
Which is just really funny, just because you'd never get it round 3 logically. It's just too goofy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, are you
Dark
big guy?
Ooh, a crit. Which...
yeah, that I did not want to crit, but
yeah,
it was good or bad. But you lured me into something really good, so
yeah,
take it.
Mm-hmm. What are you? You're gonna Scarf U-turn, right?
I could.
No way that you're Stone Edge. Pop the Zapdos. Oof. Is this the, oh yeah, there's no close combat in Gen 7.
Correct.
Ooh, not bad.
There is the Chardy. Fishing for that.
Yeah. Oof. Unfortunate.
Crit. Ooh, slow.
Stayed in. Crazy. So, what do you think? What was the hardest mon to prep for on your side in this game?
Well, it depends on certain sequences. For example, felt that Salazzle early game would be annoying just because reason why I let off with Necrozma was one of this. So, for example, this team has 1 fire resist, which is Zygarde, which Salazzle could have HP Ice for. So, if you're choice specs, you just click Overheat, and even if I go Zygarde, it still does 40%.
Yeah.
And if you're even a Life Orb set, you always can just threaten Flamethrower into HP Ice Zygarde. Or one of the downsides of Specs Overheat, obviously you give me opportunity to set up, and there's a lot of setup options, but
yeah,
Yeah, so Salazzle early game I felt, but late game, if I manage to get up Stealth Rock, a lot of your team is hindered. Mega Dancy always scary just because obviously it hits everything for neutral here, and for what 1, 2, 3 for super effective.
Yeah, exactly.
But Kcric, I mean, he's got a good team, so.
Yeah,
And
he does.
Zapdos, a little bit. I was a little bit worried about. The Charty Berry, so I was hoping I would pop that instead of getting staticked.
Oh yeah,
Manchow.
definitely fair.
And then of course Kyurem's always a threat. One set that I never see on Kyurem is Z Blizzard to get the speed boost, and then you get like.
Oh, it's Z Hail, right?
Or excuse me, that's what I meant to say. Z Hail.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to say because then you can
Just
also
go for
run
strong
things
blizzards.
like Blizzard, because you could also Z on that too, because you just need Icium. Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
so here is moment of truth. Do we kill or do we not kill?
No, you definitely kill. Oof, 2 HP.
1%.
Yeah, so that was a really annoying mon to prep for. Calm Mind, Hidden Power Ground, Life Orb, Giga Drain, and what's the Draining Kiss? Is that the set?
Yeah. Draining Kiss, Giga Drain, HP Ground, Calm Mind.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I had to basically force this Steelix on the team to like kind of handle it. And that crit early on was unfortunate. He would have killed otherwise. And kind of tough to take down.
But you roared me into a really good Pokemon in Manchow, so
yeah,
that was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that kill.
Reserves. This is where.
Sat the Sakamon.
Here. Let's see.
Ooh, nice. Ooh. You know what? We're on Gen 8, which I have to realize with the Starmie, but you'd be recovering 50% HP. That's pretty funny. I guess it would help the Steelix a little bit. Well, that wouldn't help the Steelix really much at all. It was going to die no matter what. But you got the rocks up, and that's probably all that you needed. Yeah, man, Kyurem's so weak. That's a cool set, though. You EV to live it, obviously. After rocks. Yeah. I wasn't sure to run, like, Scarf or just Icium. Both seem kind of free.
Great.
Let's see if you miss.
Big drain punch.
Ooh, nice. The threat is in.
Threat is in. Yeah. I'm curious, what item is that Salazzle? Ooh, that's funny. Man, you got all the slow Pokemon.
Yeah. I'll take that +2. High jump kick probably kills, though.
Big crit.
Oof, nothing.
Scarf Zygarde, though.
Yeah. Is it weakness policy? Banded. Banded seems pretty good. Special defensive seemed good.
Yeah. But I just felt like Scarf was just safe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was also a really cool Celesteela set too. With Rockium.
Yeah.
Rockium with Seed Bomb. So Stone Edge, Seed Bomb, Autotomize, and Leech Seed.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, Leech Seed is also pretty free this game.
But at least your ground types have double roar.
Yeah, so it's like at least somewhat can mitigate it. But
yeah,
so,
Scarfs of Lazo made a lot of sense too to revenge my setup sweepers.
Yeah, it had Encore too, just in case if something was.
Yeah, I always forget, dude. Speedy Encore is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like that's one of. Yeah, I feel like even just like Mega Lopunny and Mega Alakazam, I just feel like those fast Encore mons are always like underlooked. Healing Wish is underlooked.
Of course.
Feel like
yeah, Healing Wish is great.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know what's crazy is like Zapdos actually takes, I think it's like 80% from like a +2 poison jab if you're like, even if you're like max HP Fizz Def, because I'm adamant. Like Mega Beedrill with adaptability, like poison jab is crazy strong, like stronger than I would give it credit for.
Oh yeah, of course. It's like, yeah, I don't know, like it just feels like it's countered by a lot of, it seems weird. I guess it's hard to get past deals, even though it has Drill Run. But you just U-turn.
Right. And I'm always afraid it gets Pursuit trapped.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. But you're going to be faster than You're going to be faster than everything that's going to try to Pursuit trap, and
right.
Whatever you turn on is going to take a bunch of damage, like Weavile.
Yeah, I had a banded, I had a Mega Beedrill one time, and I faced Hiker Toad, and I EV'd from Metagross to live a Pursuit, and what I didn't EV for is that he was actually Choice Band Pursuit, and that always kills Mega Beedrill clicking U-turn. And I lost my Beedrill like turn 3 in like a tournament, and I got smoked by Lord Hiker Toad.
Oh, yes. Yeah, how's he doing this tourney? Have you watched any of the stuff?
So I do know that originally for week 2 he was supposed to play, but I think he got dropped week 2 from the lineup because midweek because he got too busy with real life or something. So
yeah,
he has not played. Or week 1 he lost, and then week 2 he didn't have time to play. So
yeah,
that's always the risk with Hiker Toad. He's a busy guy.
He's been more busy at least. I've known Hiker. When did I join LD? Probably like 2017 or so. What was it? I met John W. I smoked him in a tourney. No. You know what it was? It was some tourney, and John W. didn't know who I was. He just assumed that I was your alt. I'll have to post it. I'll have to show you that message sometime. But he was like, "Are you Zazo?" I was like, I'm not Zazo, no.
Yeah, I used to run a couple different alts back in the day just for the memes back in like 2018. So
no, of course.
A lot of people thought I was Money Guy. People thought I was like a couple different people, and it was just funny.
That's great.
Yeah, so anytime there was like a new person in the community, they're like, "Oh, is that a Zazo alt?" That only happened a couple times, but it was still kind of funny.
Poor Greg.
I can't prove that it's not me because you can't prove it.
Yeah, I remember Purple Raven, at least. But I was like your throwback. Yeah, well, that wasn't an alt, was it? That was just what you.
That was just my showdown. Yeah. Just because I used to be a big time football Baltimore Ravens fan for a long time, especially when they had like Ray Lewis and stuff. Oof. Not as big on the Baltimore Ravens as much anymore, just because the team that they are now is just so different from what I kind of grew up watching, but still a cool team.
Yeah, like defense heavy, like that was always what they were known for. Ed Reed too.
Yep, all the guys, and even like They had a lot of really cool offensive pieces like Anquan Bolden.
Oh yeah,
and
Jonathan Ogden.
yep.
Yeah, he's a classic.
Rice.
Yeah. And who was the quarterback?
Joe Flacco.
Like Flacco was, yeah. Oh,
and
boy.
he was obviously a joke in the regular season, but in postseason, Joe Flacco did not play no games. Dude was a beast.
Yeah.
Like no sarcasm. Joe Flacco in postseason was honestly, I do feel like he was something special for whatever reason.
See, it's the opposite. The opposite with the Eagles. You had Carson Wentz that was pretty good in the regular season, but when the pressure came down, he crumbled. So he had to pull out the secret weapon. Big Dick Nick.
Yep.
Not the original Big Dick Nick. We know him, but
yes, Nick 25.
of course. Okay. I guess we can start watching this game.
So no polyrath.
Yeah, no polyrath, man. I was scared of either belly drum, sub belly drum, or rain dance with throat chop, waterfall. I guess low kick. Because it doesn't get any fighting moves.
Yeah. If there was no Starmie, I probably would have brought it, but Starmie plus Zapdos was a little bit too concerning.
Yeah, exactly. And Kcric he brought the same 6 you did.
Yeah, just top 6.
Yeah. And what did they bring on my side? No.
They brought Donphan instead of
the Salazzle.
Yeah, and that's crazy just because I honestly just thought early game Salazzle with Life Orb or Choice Specs was just really annoying. And even Choice Scarf obviously is a good revenger.
Mm-hmm. So what do you were you T-Spikes, Beedrill, or was it just pretty standard U-turn and such?
Swords Dance 3 attacks.
Ah, that's pretty heat.
Yeah, so I was trying to obviously get a Swords Dance up on the sack into one of your ground types and then try to go from there. Because if you ever pivoted around trying to get a static, and if I get up a Swords Dance and at minimum I get a kill, if I don't get staticked, we'll go 1 for 1. If not, potentially sweep. But I also had U-turn, so.
Oh, okay. Swords Dance U-turn.
Yeah,
drill run, P-jab.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no, that made sense. Yeah, the double ground was brought this game. Maybe I guess that might have been a reason to not bring this Stunfisk, I guess. But Dancy looks pretty good this game.
Great. I mean, it just smacks everything except for maybe Celesteela and Necrozma.
Yeah. It really depends. Diamond Storm can 2 KO after rocks, depending on what the spread is.
Yeah, and you would assume it would be offensive because there's a Zapdos, so.
Yeah. Offensive with Rockium.
Yeah, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So let's see what the first turn is. So the lead is DNC against Necrozma. Okay. The same lead as what we had. Yeah. Rock seems fine. Do you think Kcric's going to just go aggressive and just start setting up? Probably. Getting damage on the DNC seems pretty decent.
I always fear is sub Endeavor and just try to get a trade off with something, but I mean, I don't think it'd be worth it, but that's something I'm always scared of.
Yeah, it's like Victini Final Gambit. It's worst case, it can basically guarantee to kill, but I think DNC is a little bit more to do in this game than just sack itself off. We also notice.
So that's what.
But we also notice that there's something that's in red text called Battle Timer is on. Do you think that'll be a play for anybody this game?
I think Kcric always plays pretty fast. I don't know about Undead, but I think Kcric, it won't matter to him. I really don't think, because I'm pretty sure both these players play really fast.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. But I feel like it's already been 3 or 4 games that have gone all the way down to timer.
And Kcric was in the winner where he was So the opponent, I always think Landorus and Charizard X matchups are always so interesting. So last week, Kcric faced a guy named Henrik, and he brought an Overheat Charizard X, which just blasted the Lando T. I felt like, and that was like turn 3, and that really put the Henrik dude in such a commanding force that all game Henrik had such a huge advantage and was getting a lot of turns right with like Toxapex and stuff. And then he was in a winning position and lost the timer. And Kcric ended up getting the dub with the timer win.
Yeah, that's tough. And Hendricks is did you know him? He's an LD.
Yeah, I saw he won the bottom division.
Yeah. And
he's got some dog profile picture. That's all I know.
He was in, or I guess he's still in IPL, which is the second league I ever joined. And that's ran by Automatic. And a bunch of his friends. Vepsis is in it too. I don't play in it anymore, but yeah, so he's been doing pretty well there. And I think he got noticed in one of the tourneys. I think he did pretty well. And probably Cash Gangs, I guess, is like the biggest tournament now.
Yep. Yeah. Seems like a strong player.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see this first turn. So Dancy protects as Necrozma goes for Flash Cannon. Okay. Yeah, in the back of my mind, I kind of figured that could have been an option for the Necrozma, especially if you were leading with it.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense too, because it also covers for Kyurem.
Yeah,
kinda.
That's a good point. Yeah, I just assumed it'd be like Calm Mind, Psychic, and Heat Wave. Yeah, Flash Cannon's not that bad either. Kind of puts Undead in a weird spot because you're gonna die to the Flash Cannon. Do you switch out and just let Kcric get rocks up? He's probably gonna go for rocks turn 2, I would imagine. I would go for rocks turn 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think you absolutely have to switch out Mega Dancy. It's way too strong.
Yeah, exactly. So this seems kind of tough here. To switch out into Starmie as Kcric goes for rocks. Yeah. So again, not the worst. I guess Starmie can just rapid spin afterwards, but it just gives a bunch of momentum to Kcric.
Yep. Yeah, I think that sequence, it wasn't ideal for Kcric, but that's just what he had to do. I don't think there was any other choice.
Exactly. What do you think? It's like Photon Geyser and I don't know what the last move would, I guess Heat Wave.
Yeah, so he could be 3 attacks. I'm not sure if he's gonna have knockoff or something for the Starmie, or he could use this turn if he doesn't have coverage on Necrozma for Starmie. He could easily then pivot out into probably Comfy or something, depending on what his team is, and just start setting up Calm Minds or something.
Yeah, though it could be Analytic Starmie though.
Yeah, and yeah, so then it's just like, I guess what you could do technically is go whatever your best move is with Necrozma to hit Starmie, wait to see what kind of Starmie it is, and then set up Stealth Rocks again to force it in a position. If it rapid spins or if it attacks, then you could just kind of sack your Necrozma and kind of go from there, and then go out in a Comfy.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Just kind of scout out what the Starmie is.
Yeah, I've been liking Starmie a lot in Generation 8, especially. But Analytic hits so tough. Rapid spin
and
is
even
nice.
walls. Yeah, and even walls are scared out because of Kcric, because how powerful Kcric is in Generation 8.
Yeah, because there's no megas, so you're almost guaranteed to get a trick off on something.
Yep.
Alright, so let's see, this turn 3 goes for a Toxic, as it is to knock off, like you were saying. 54%. I don't know what. I guess that's probably like no attack. I don't know if that's like a bulky Starmie based on that damage or not.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. Because he's Flash Cannon, I don't expect him to be like super attack investment.
Yeah.
but he can just recover off these knockoffs with ease, and he's gonna force Necrozma out because it's toxic, and you just easily recover stall and then just rapid spin.
Yeah. That damage is like in range of maybe like just no attack Necrozma to like max HP Stormy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's toxic, I could see it just being pretty defensive, maybe with like Ice Beam to make sure Zygarde doesn't set up on it.
Yeah.
Turn 4, Mega Beedrill comes in pretty aggressively, predicting the recover to come off. That makes sense. Pretty free U-turn now. Well, I guess there is a Zapdos, but Zapdos is, what, probably taking like 25% off a U-turn?
Yeah, plus rock, so it's going to be at like 45, 50.
Yeah, U-turn does like 20-ish%, depending on how bulky the Zapdos is. I guess we'll see on the next turn. I imagine you have to go... I guess you can go like Steelix.
Yeah.
So it's getting Pursuit trapped.
That was a really good play, but it's not in range of Stealth Rock, so Starmie will live another day.
Yep, maybe get a spin-off in the future. Steelix comes in, I imagine it's going to just get rocks up. Maybe it goes for Toxic if like you think like a Zygarde is coming in, but Celesteela is also a pretty solid answer, so I think just getting rocks up is guaranteed doing like something, making progress.
Well, this is the funny thing about the team is that because there's Donphan and there's Steelix, you got to think like is one of them like an offensive
setup,
like sweeper or a breaker. So like on paper you would always assume Stealth Rock's this play, but once again Donphan could be the Stealth Rocker, and so this is where things kind of get interesting. But I would imagine you'd probably run Stealth Rocks on Steelix and then bring an offensive Donphan, because you could run, but who knows? I mean, I have no idea. Pretty weird little ground.
Who lost to Dragon Dance Mega Steelix?
L5,
right? Yeah.
Yep. Versus Amel.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it could be Dragon Dance Steelix here. It has ice coverage at the Zygarde. Probably has like Fire Fang at the Celesteela.
Yeah, with sheer force.
Earthquake, Earth Power. Yeah, it could be a set. Let's see, it's leftovers, so I'm guessing not. And probably like an offensive Donphan, maybe Rock Polish. Choice Bandit seems... I don't know, Choice Bandit seems kind of weird, but I guess it's going to do decent damage to Zygarde if you're like trying to revenge it. Head Smash probably does okay damage to Celesteela.
Yep.
Especially because it looks like it's also a pretty defensive Starmie. And I imagine that's probably going to be Rapid Spin. So this Donphan has to be something kind of weird.
Yeah.
So in this turn 7, the Zapdos comes out on the Celesteela. Fire Blast does 36.
That does a lot.
Yeah. Is it Modest Celesteela?
It's gotta be.
Yeah. Fire Blast. Yeah, that looks like modest damage to like just max HP Zapdos. And we don't see leftovers on the Zapdos. I assume it's probably going to be Charty Berry.
Yeah. Can't think of what else it would be. What are the Z users? The Kieran Black, and what's the other Z user? Zapdos?
Zalazzle.
Okay, yeah, so it's probably got to be Charty then.
Yeah. And I was like, last week with Maddie, I was watching Rob Jr.'s side, and like his Z users are like so bad. It was Heatran, which I mean, I guess he had like power or like Solar Beam, I guess, to hit water types. And no, Rotom Mow, that was the other Z user. And it's like, you gotta get at least one like Z user that could potentially snowball.
Yeah, and at least is a lot faster too.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them are like middling speed. Zygarde and Celesteela both make a lot of sense as Z users.
Right, and Heatran loves like so many different items too.
Exactly. Yeah, that was just such a weird build and just a weird team. But
is that as weird as Donphan Steelix though?
It's pretty up there. they had a Gastrodon Gliscor at least, so they're both better. Especially, I don't know. I like Steelix, but like at least you have the hidden power. Like figure out where you're gonna run there. So turn 8. Zapdos goes for Roost as the Celesteela autonomizes. I don't know what you really do in Kcric's position, because I don't think any Z move is going to kill the Zapdos. I mean, you could just probably continuously Roost with the Zapdos, unless if like Celesteela goes for Leech Seed.
Yeah, so if he's a Z user, he'd probably be, if he's special, because obviously he's special, what is he, like Fire Enium or something?
Yeah, I guess so. That's like going to do it 60%. Yeah, like 50 to 60. The Zapdos. It's not doing much at all.
Yes. So if Kcric, if he goes for an Autotomize versus a Zapdos, you're basically saying that you win this exchange or else you'd be forced out. But Kcric is saying, I'm not forced out this turn. I actually beat you. I'm going to Autotomize up. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Do you think it's weakness policy?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many options that a Celesteela can be able to out damage a Zapdos. So if it's not Z, it's got to be a weakness policy, or I don't know, because I'm thinking like, okay, Walk On Berry, because once again he clicked Fire Blast on Zapdos, so I don't know, it'd be weird. I don't know why you'd be Walk On Berry if you just get pressure stalled. So
exactly. Yeah, because Stone Edge is only going to have 4 PP. Though you'd imagine Zapdos is probably going to be static to catch like the Beedrill or Mienshao. But still, you're still going to get stalled out by Roosts against Stone Edge. So we can see what the turn 9 is. Just goes for another Fire Blast. And Zapdos goes for Tailwind.
Huh. So I don't know if he's like fishing for a burn or what's going on here.
Yeah, this is a weird exchange.
Yeah, because what's stopping Zapdos from just like Roost spamming every turn?
Exactly. Just PP stall out the Fire Blast even. And just make sure you're just always out of range.
Yeah, and if Kcric was going to do this, you at least got to have Leech Seed or Toxic in conjunction Fire Blast, because what's stopping him from Roost spamming? So Celesteela, it needed to be Toxic or Leech Seed to force progress.
Yeah, or something else getting damage on the Zapdos before you go for this.
Yep.
But again, Kcric, I don't know, he's a good player, so there has to be a reason why he's going for this. I'm just not seeing what it is. But we can go into turn 10. Yeah, Zapdos is going to just click Roost. And Kcric's going for a Fire Blast. It's doing okay damage. It's not Metronome or anything. And turn
that juicy Tailwind's pretty interesting too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what. Maybe that's setting up for the Donphan.
Yeah.
To do stuff, or maybe the Kyurem.
Yep.
I don't know. But turn 11. Alright, he goes for the Discharge and activates the weakness policy. So yeah, we were kind of figuring it was. I mean, it had to be something. So weakness policy made sense. It's risky to with Discharge. That the para chance is definitely a thing.
Yeah, that was really goofy because one, Zapdos, it could have just continued clicking Roost. It never actually had to click Discharge. And two is you have a 30% chance to get a full para on your potential Z user win con. Mm-hmm. So or actually, no, he's weakness policy. So that means he's gonna be
Probably
Z
Z.
user on Zygarde potentially.
Probably Dragon Dance too, I would imagine.
Yeah. So then it's like, is he Groundinium, Draginium, or Fightinium, or what?
Yeah, maybe fighting to get past like a Shucka Steelix or something. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's not looking great with the Zapdos going down now. I just don't understand why you just don't continuously roost and PP stall at the Fire Blast.
Yep.
But we'll see what he switches into for turn 12. Mega DNC.
Uh-oh.
Does that outspeed?
Well, he's got Tailwind up.
Yeah, okay, so he will outspeed. I imagine as long as... Well, I don't think DNC kills with anything. Maybe. It depends how bulky the Celesteela is, but taking 56...
Well, Discharge does, like, nothing, so I don't imagine Celesteela's definitely got some bulk.
Yeah. It maybe, like... Looks like it's about max HP. So maybe it's... Yeah, maybe max HP, max special attack on the lines of that for Celesteela. So it's probably not that fast. You might not need to be, though. Yeah, I don't know what this Dancy's gonna do. Is it gonna kill? Power Gem's gonna kill with a crit. Okay. I don't know if that made a difference.
I think that probably mattered.
Let's see, Power Gem does, if it's like max HP Celesteela, it does 39 to 45%. I imagine, well, if Donphan has Ice Shard, then like it might not have been a sweep at least right there, but yeah, it's definitely unfortunate because I think Kcric generally lives that hit.
But now you got to deal with the next threat, which is this Comfy.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is like another problem with Rob Jr.'s team last week. There was just not enough threats. And like, who do you play? II had like, he had a similar team. I think he had Zygarde plus Celesteela and like Mega Gyarados, just a lot of potential setup options. And it was like just too overwhelming.
Yeah, Toe definitely loves their setup and go. It's funny because Toe, they have like no switch offense and setup and go. It's really cool though, because everything, like you said, it's just, you know, one threat to the next threat and the next threat, and it's so challenging to deal with it all.
Yeah, because I feel like generally like balanced offensive builds are what most people like to go towards. And like a hyper offense build can like completely shred that.
Yeah, the tricky thing though is like usually a lot of the Mons have like some sort of speed control with like Dragon Dance and stuff, and they're usually bulky enough to live any one hit versus hyper offensive, so and have like, you know, extreme speed and all that crap.
Exactly. Like Kcric's team has like priority Comfy, and that's pretty strong. Mega Beedrill's gonna outspeed just about anything that's not Choice Scarf or has speed boost. Banded extreme speed from Zygarde.
And Totemize on Necrozma.
Exactly. Yeah. So he just has a lot of outs. Like if he did have to face something like that, I like Kcric's team a lot more than Undead's team. I think it's better than Rob Jr.'s team, but yeah, I don't know. The Kyurem just seems Mega Dante Kyurem. Yeah, I mean, this team is just weird. I'm not a fan of Zapdos in Gen 7.
Me neither.
And I guess he got it like round 4 after Steelix, so sure, whatever. But turn 13, we see the Comfy comes out against the DNC. You probably just call Mind Tier, right? If you're the Comfy. And then DNC I don't know what it really does. It just, I guess you have to go into Steelix as soon as possible. And you could easily just go for hidden power ground if you're Kcric.
Right.
Yeah, so let's see what the play is. Alright, he did go hard in the Steelix, and Giga Drain does. 18%, that's like nothing. It's
yeah,
probably,
so he's not... Yeah, one of the things he could have been was Life Orb. So he's not Life Orb on Comfy.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. Maybe it's a berry? Did we see of his leftovers? No, we didn't.
Yeah, or Lumberry.
Yeah, so it looks like that's like max special defensive. Steelix. Yeah, so I imagine, what do you go into? You could go into Necrozma and like just chip it off. I don't think Necrozma's doing too much at this rate in the game.
Yep.
Let's see, Hidden Power Ground comes off and does decent damage, and Steelix goes for Stealth Rocks.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I don't understand that. Like a Toxic seems free, like Heavy Slam seems super free. Yeah, that seems weird. Was it like a misclick?
Had to be.
Yeah, a misclick. Or at least he says it's a misclick. I don't know about that. But the Hidden Power comes off, doesn't kill, and Comfy just dies in return. Okay. That's still a win for Undead. Killing the Comfy off in exchange for Steelix, that seems fine.
Yep.
Maybe the Beedrill is a little more annoying, but you have ways around it. Mega Dancy probably lives a hit. If it's like max HP, I'd imagine it would live a hit. So Mega Beedrill does come out here. Probably goes for Drill Ring, gets the kill. It does.
Yep.
Donphan comes out here. And we were saying that Donphan is probably the win con, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. What do you think the Donphan goes for here? Like just Earthquake?
Earthquake? Yeah, Earthquake.
If it's banded, like Earthquake just claims. I mean, it's not going to kill the Zygarde, but it's going to do a ton of damage.
Yep. No counterplay.
Yeah, especially if it's like maybe Scarf Kyurem in the back, like getting Stealth Rock Chip on the Beedrill, and if you get Chip on the Zygarde, it seems pretty okay, especially because I imagine Starmie is kind of low. It really depends on what the Mienshao is in that case.
Right.
So the Beedrill's going to go for U-turn in the Zygarde. And Rapid Spin. Okay. I guess just giving Kyurem a little bit more room to maybe do something. Do you think it's going to be what do you think the Kyurem is at this rate?
It could be Scarf or Habanberry.
Habanberry would be cool. Do we see leftovers on the Zygarde? No. So it's itemless at least. So it could be Yachi, or it could be whatever Z move of choice you want it to be. And it doesn't seem bad to just go for whatever Z move right now.
Right.
So let's see what he goes for. He goes for Dragon Dance. And Donphan goes for Roar. Okay. So is it defensive Steelix and a defensive Donphan? Maybe like physically defensive Donphan into especially defensive Steelix?
Yep.
Doesn't look that bad at this rate. It's looking a little bit better for Undead. I'm kind of surprised about that. He's kept rocks up. And stuff's starting to get weakened. Yeah, that was definitely something I noticed. That does he have any removal? Comfy gets defog, right? Beedrill gets defog.
Yeah, defog Beedrill.
But like spikes would have been pretty decent against this team. I like to generally try to get spikes on most teams, especially in Gen 7.
One of the cool things that I do like though about teams that just are so weak to hazards, maybe even like T spikes and spikes, is that usually the turns that you set up spikes and stuff like that, they're going for setup turns, and you got to be very, very careful to set up hazards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever the opportunity cost is it worth it? If like
right, is that 12% chip on everything coming in worth losing a Pokemon and a half setup?
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. Now this Donphan against the Necrozma. I don't know if you have to save this Donphan for the Zygarde. I don't think you don't really have a switch in to this Necrozma anyway. I guess Kieran Black is a switch in, even though it revealed Flash Cannon. It goes for a knockoff, and we don't see any item removed off the Kieran, so definitely some type of Z move.
Yep.
You think it's Z Hill? That might just win right here. Well, it might win. I mean, the Mienshao is still there. I did want to run like sub Kieran Black in this game with what's the free shock?
Yeah.
Like sub Kieran seemed pretty okay this game. It forces enough switch outs.
Because it also stops stuff like Leech Seed on
the
Celesteela if it was fat, and then if it's like Heavy Slam doesn't do too much to cure them, and then if Mienshao locked into like a knockoff or something like that, you can substitute on knockoff too because you're Z. I think that doesn't break sub if that's how that works. I don't remember.
I don't think it would. It would depend how bulky your Kyurem is. Yeah, I mean, I could see the Kyurem either being fast or slow. Like, I mean, with the Zygarde there. Like,
right. It's always tricky because, Zygarde it always wants to run Adamant, but then, I mean, they have the same speed tier, so there's always definitely mind games on speed.
Yeah. But we see the Kyurem take out the Necrozma there. And was chipped it down enough so that makes sense. I guess at this point Mienshao just comes out and like clicks whatever fighting move. And honestly, I mean, I think Donphan, I don't know if Donphan lives to high jump kicks at its range if it's like Scarf Mienshao. But like that's probably
because he could also be reckless too is a thing.
Yeah, for sure. I like reckless Mienshao, but
the scary thing though is that they had a Spirit Tomb, and I thought that could have came potentially just for Mienshao, high jump kick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that wasn't bad, especially like foul play if Zygarde's going to be like not coil.
And it can pursue trap Beedrill too.
Yeah, pursue trap the Beedrill. It gave like a pretty free switch into Comfy, but I guess as long as you have the Steelix, you're fine.
Yep.
So let's see what the Mienshao does. He's going to switch out the Starmie. High jump kick's going to claim that kill. And then the Donphan comes out.
Donphan's still looking really good though, is the thing, because no ground immunity. And
like, what switches in? Like, I guess the Zygarde probably takes an Earthquake fine. Like, Earthquake and Ice Shard's going to do a lot of damage. And I don't think the Zygarde, like, kills in any one hit. So do you, like, just go, like, stay in if you're Kcric and just go for a high jump kick and just bring it in range of a Zygarde hit?
Have to, just because you got to think, like, okay, what's going to actually weaken the Donphan?
Yeah.
So.
And let's see. Gonna switch out the Donphan, and Mienshao goes for Taunt. Huh.
What was he taunting, though? Oh, so what he could have done was he was taunting he taunted Donphan to try to sack Manchow to Donphan to then give a free switch in to Zygarde and then Dragon Dance up because you can't roar because he's taunted. That was probably the game plan there.
Yeah, that seems pretty solid. I feel like you go for the hit first and then go for the taunt. I imagine Manchow lives in Earthquake. Does it live in Earthquake into Ice Shard?
Yeah, that's the thing. Manchow's frail. I can't imagine it lives Earthquake and Ice Shard. I don't know, though.
Yeah. No, Earthquake does a lot of damage. It depends on what the Donphan spread is. Let's see, even if it's like just adamant. If it's like, Earthquake and Ice Shard probably kills. So I guess that was a play he had to make if he was wanting to get the Zygarde set up there. And this kind of looks tough. The Diancie getting basically a free switch in.
Yeah, that was a really funny turn because he got the magic bounce off.
And I didn't think like just going for a high jump kick there seemed pretty decent.
Yeah, so I'm curious, what was Undead thinking that turn? Like, was he predicting a switch out into Zygarde? Or because I'm curious, like, if you have Donphan, why do you go were you
predicting well, what would switch out on the Donphan? Nothing really can.
Yeah, so I don't really understand that play because the other thing too is the speed control versus Manchow is Mega Diancie. So if Manchow were to click a high jump kick this turn and Mega Diancie died, that's the speed control for Manchow. So that was I don't know why he went into Mega Diancie that turn.
Yeah, I mean we don't know how bulky the Diancie is, but like high jump kick could have killed for sure. Probably in Undead's favor that he lives the high jump kick, I guess. And I don't know if the health's that important with the Diancie. I mean, it's nice to take probably like a B drill run if it's like max HP or something like that.
Well, we know that he's max special attack because it hit the Celesteela earlier.
Oh, yes.
Then, and then if he's gonna run speed for Manchow.
So it's probably that's true. So it's basically like max speed, max special attack. I would assume anyway. I mean, maybe not with the Tailwind. Maybe it's like a bulky Diancie with Tailwind support.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that Tailwind that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about Tailwind in Draft League format? Because obviously it's really it's like made to be a doubles move, but it's like with Draft League format, like in singles you never see Tailwind because most games are a lot longer. But with Draft League games, I feel like most Draft League games, they last like 20 to 25 turns, and the fact that you can kind of play them out. I think, I don't know, like obviously it's hard to utilize those turns, but obviously like Tailwind, if you set it up perfectly, it's so good.
I won my Oras game for UDL. I won with Tailwind, Mega Pidgeot. Perfectly got it sacked off, and then got like 3 kills the next 3 turns with it was Kcric. Yeah, Gen 6 Kcric.
I mean that makes a lot of sense too, just because Mega Pidgeot, all it really needs to have is Hurricane and U-turn, and then having like Tailwind is just like no drawback, and then Tailwind, right? If you can Tailwind on a turn, you die. It's and then you have a breaker in the back. Those are always the best.
Oh yeah, exactly. And like even like my mock battle against Maddie, like kind of the opposite with like Trick Room. I guess that's kind of similar to the Tailwind in that regard. But I had a Trick Room, Uxie into Ursaring, and I had sub on a Ursaring. So like you see the speed and how strong it is. And then you get a substitute up as like you sack something off to then bring in something that's supposed to like somewhat defensively handle it. Well, then you set up a substitute in those tailwind turn during that trick room turn, and then it's going to be even harder to take it out. You might have to sack multiple mons to just get rid of that substitute and like stall out the speed control.
Yep.
So turn 22. So Dancy's now faster as Miancho. I imagine you just Moonblast. Beedrill might take a Moonblast. Eve like with 50%. Beedrill's like pretty okay. Special defense, right? I think its defense is really bad, but special defense is like base 80.
I think it. I think it does live a Moonblast because it's frail, but it should be able to live a Moonblast.
Yeah.
On like 10.
Okay, so Dancy goes for Protect, and Miancho goes for High Jump Kick.
Yeah, that Protect play, I guess. Well, first off, I guess that actually made sense because, I mean, it's risky because once again he could have went Mega Beedrill that turn, and that would have actually been really bad for him. But he went for Protect in case he was like probably Roselli Berry on Manchow because he's non. Like you got to think like, okay, what item would Manchow be if it's not Life Orb and if it's not Choiced? Mm-hmm. He's Taunt, so
maybe AV, but yeah.
Well,
I guess
he went for Taunt.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah, so Roselli makes sense. Wow. And like Adam and Drill Rod like usually kills Dancy from this range. And I imagine you'd probably run Adam and Beedrill. Does that outspeed the
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Does that outspeed Salazzle?
Yeah.
It does, yeah. So yeah, man. That seemed risky, but it paid off. Now, if you're Kcric, do you now go into the Beedrill? Or do you just stay in and High Jump Kick again?
So you got to think like, okay, if he sacks Manchow to then go Beedrill, this is tricky because if you do, one of the problems with going Beedrill on a Moonblast is that you put yourself in range of Ice Shard. Mm-hmm. It's really tough. I really don't know because,
well, I mean, yeah, because you want to figure out a way to get Zygarde into the setup at Dragon Dance.
Right. So I guess Beedrill's fine here actually because you live a Moonblast and then if you're extreme speed, you go for Drill Run and then either kill the Mega Dancy or
get damage on the Donphan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Donphan's gonna just roar if the Zygarde comes in.
Yeah, so honestly, in some regards, you kind of want your Manchow and your Mega Beedrill dead so you don't get roared out the last mon.
You just got to figure out how to position to get that Donphan in.
Yeah, that's tricky. Mm-hmm. I don't. Oh.
That was Citrus Mianchow. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I paused right before it. I saw the Citrus, but...
Yeah, so Citrus was for... I don't know.
It's not acrobatics.
So you see that earlier, like you know how we were talking about that the Donphan play.
Yeah.
How we were worried that it can like Earthquake and the Ice Shard would have killed Manchow, but because he was Citrus Berry, he would have been out of range of Ice Shard.
Yeah.
So that was really weird that he went for Taunt that first time. Yeah.
Because he would have lived.
Yep.
I mean, maybe at that point, Undead makes the DNT play after the High Jump Kick. After like that first High Jump Kick as Donphan goes for an Earthquake. Maybe, but... It's just a lot of weird sequences of plays here. But yeah, I guess Kcric's trying to sack off this Mianchow to get the Zygarde in somehow. Let's see what this next play is. He's going to switch back into Donphan as Kcric just goes for a High Jump Kick and does 30%. That is like nothing. Probably defensive Don fan.
Yeah. Because it took damage earlier in the game, too.
Yeah. Yeah, is it max attack? Yeah, I don't know. Like, to max Don fan, I jump kick this 35 min. So I guess it's maybe not an attack invested. Miancho?
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I feel like you just go for high jump kick again. Yeah, the Don fan goes an earthquake and does 62. That is like not a lot of damage. So maybe it is like a bulkier Miancha spread. I don't know what that's really designed for though. What does bulky Miancha do this game? With citrus berry?
Maybe try to, because you got to think he had taunt. So it's like, why would you have taunt citrus? What are you trying to taunt? Don't know. I guess. Yeah, because I guess it would be, so you'd be citrus. I mean, first of all, that's obviously risky because you're risking discharge pairs, but
yeah,
you would taunt to prevent roost, and then I would imagine your stone edge, because but yeah, I mean, citrus is still really weird on it.
Yeah, and like there's really no reason to run acrobatics on anything. It doesn't hit anything, so yeah, I don't know, but yeah, maybe it's the specific EV range or something. Maybe it takes like 2 comfy hits if it's like more special defensive. I don't know, but this next play, Ice Shard's gonna kill the Miancha, makes sense. Mega Beedrill comes out in the Don fan. Again, probably just sacking off the Beedrill to get a setup opportunity with the Zygarde. Because Beedrill will, I guess would U-turn kill?
I'm not sure.
U-turn would depends. If he's adamant, probably kills.
Yeah, because he definitely is adamant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. U-turn probably kills. And it doesn't seem that bad.
So hold on. You know what you could do is go Beedrill. Oh yeah, that actually sucks that kills. Because I was gonna say, if it doesn't kill, it would actually benefit Kcric, because what he could have done, like, let's just say U-turn did like 29. You U-turn. Wait, actually no, that doesn't work. Cause I was trying to think like you somehow get a slow U-turn off, you know, it doesn't work, and then you go Zygarde to then sack Beedrill to then have last mon Zygarde, but obviously that doesn't work because because then that would mean Zygarde would have to take the EQ. But
so I guess you U-turn here and just get the kill, and maybe you win the game with Beedrill outright. Maybe like an E-speed from Zygarde into like a poison jab might kill the Kieran.
You know what he could do? He could Kcric could poison jab versus the Don fan. Like I was saying, you purposely try to sack Beedrill and have Don fan kill Beedrill, so it's last mon Zygarde versus Don fan.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
Because you can't get roared, and then you set up a dragon dance so you could outspeed the other two. So I think that honestly, I'm pretty sure that's the best win con.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Poison jab.
Just go for poison jab here. Let's see. He's gonna switch out into Mega DNC if the Beedrill goes for poison jab, and just kills the DNC.
Oh wow.
So
that was a really good play on Undead, because that, I guess that also covers U-turn as well, because it preserves Don fan preserves the ice shard, and it accounts for. Well, actually, no. Holy shit! The problem though is now Hiram's gonna take a big hit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know about this play.
Yeah, actually, if he
because the Kieran's not speed boot. Does Kieran get Tailwind? You think it's Tailwind Kieran?
No, I definitely don't think it's. No, this is where it gets tricky here.
Was he just was Undead just predicting the U-turn into?
Yeah, 100%. He had to predict the U-turn here.
Yeah. All right. Well, the Dancy's dead. The Kieran Black comes out, which I guess it kind of has to come out at this point. Beedrill goes for a poison jab, doesn't kill, and Kieran kills with Ice Beam. Okay. Yeah, that sequence makes sense.
I'm curious is if Beedrill got like, I don't know, like a max roll, and then he also got a poison. Wait, no.
On the Don
No, sorry. When Beedrill, when it poison jabs Kiram, if he had poisoned the Kiram, it would have put it in range of extreme speed if he has it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can see what that damage is. Poison jab. It's like it does that much to like no bulk Kiram. It's like a decent roll there. It's like, yeah, I don't think Zygarde extreme speed would kill. Extreme speed, yeah, it's not gonna kill unless if it's banded. And we know it's not banded because we saw Dragon Dance. I guess unless if it's Yachi. But even then, I don't think +1 E speed kills Donphan. I think Undead might have this.
Right. Yeah.
Goes your extreme speed, doesn't kill. And yeah, Ice Beam's gonna kill. And Undead wins that game.
Yeah, so that's definitely a huge upset, just because how strong Kcric is and how kind of unpopular Undead is.
But he's I guess he's been doing fine. Like I think he was also pretty high in LD minors this season. He at least made playoffs, which is something.
Yeah, so the most interesting plays were when he that one was Zapdos. He had the decision to just Roostall the Fire Blasts from Celesteela, but he did activate the weakness policy, but then he gets a crit the next turn. But I think we were talking about, I think it was a damage roll, so versus the Celesteela.
Oh,
yeah. When it was Mega Diancie versus Celesteela, he did get the crit, but I think we agree like it was probably a damage roll.
Yeah, but I think it was in Kcric's favor to live it.
Yeah, and then there was those interesting sequences with Manchow being Citrus and high jump kick.
What about Comfy just getting sacked?
Yeah, he definitely went for a damage roll there because he was just trying to fish for a 2 KO, because you got to remember he set up Stealth Rocks randomly with the Steelix. So yeah. I mean, as you saw, like obviously late game Comfy easily could have won. So if he had not been as greedy with Comfy, he probably could have set up a Calm Mind versus, let's see, I guess versus Mega Diancie in the late game. And then just like Giga Drain the health back. And if he goes Kiram, then which is the only Giga Drain answer, then you just Drain Kiss that.
Yeah, so I was surprised that he just let the Comfy die. Like, I felt like Necrozma was fine to bring in.
Yeah, and technically speaking, you can use, I know this sounds like a really funny play, but if Comfy's your win condition and he played the Comfy differently, you could actually use Beedrill to pursuit drap the Steelix. I know it sounds like a funny play, but just to get that little bit extra chip, because I don't think Steelix would stay in versus Beedrill. If it's the only thing that takes a +1 hit from Comfy, you always have to keep that healthy. And
yeah,
because I'm trying to think like, okay, if Steelix is the only thing that lives a hit from Comfy, I'm trying to think like how would Kcric like lure the Steelix in? Which yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even Life Orb. I guess it was Expert Belt. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
and the other thing I always try to look at is like if Kcric, if he had brought Stunfisk, had he brought Poliwrath, would that had changed anything? And then if Undead he brought, what is it, Spiritomb or something else, would
Salazzle.
that have changed? Yeah, Salazzle. Yeah, no Salazzle, once again, it was just really kind of weird. Because once again, even Life Orb, like any Life Orb, Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Focus Sash lead, probably could have been good. Because actually Focus Sash lead also can been really good versus lead Necrozma, kind of like what you were saying with Encore. You could have went for like Toxic Flamethrower or whatever you want, and then if you would have set up Stealth Rocks or whatever, you just Encore it.
And just get a bunch of heads off, just weaken the team. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
I don't know how much it does against Stunfisk, though.
Yeah.
It's probably not doing KOing.
Right.
And I thought that was fine to take on the Zapdos, but I guess Celesteela is the way to take on Zapdos.
Yeah, it's... yeah, that too. But I think with Stunfisk, it's always scary when you're facing a Kyurem Black and bring, multiple ground types with Zygarde and Stunfisk. It's not to say that the Stunfisk obviously is very strong versus Megadancy, Zapdos. Then you're also so scared every single time Kyurem comes in. It's kind of like Ice Beam, and you don't have an Ice Resist.
Yeah. Well, you had the Poliwrath.
Big Poliwrath. Which could have been, yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't think it gets close combat in Gen 7. So, but if it did, he could have been the Walkenberry Poliwrath.
The fusion bolt.
Yeah, because it either take the fusion bolt or it gets good chip damage on Zapdos too.
Let me see. I imagine it gets like low kick, which does it get? It gets low sweep. Oh man, is Poliwrath really that bad?
Yeah, it has so much potential to be good, but it's just not.
Focus Punch, Power Up Punch, Dynamic Punch. Yeah, it really has no physical fighting coverage. Submission, that's your strongest attack.
Yikes.
Yeah. So maybe that's why I didn't bring it. I thought it would have had low kick at least.
Yeah, that would have been really good because low kick, it's Steelix really, really hard too.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining me, Zazo. That was a lot of fun watching.
Yeah, that was
a high quality game right there.
Yeah, that honestly, obviously was a super nail biter game.
Yeah, and I'm pretty surprised Undead was able to pull it out, but kudos to him. Good work.
Yep, huge upset.
Yep. Well, yeah. Let me know below who I should ask for future leaks to do this. But yeah, again, thank you, Zazo, for joining me.
It was fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.